What's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here. Good at bat, Ollie.
Do a job, oh yeah.
I'm going to shoot though.
Yes! Yes! Get out! Get out!
All right, so the 7th game, we're playing against the Canes Florida Prime. So Evo Shield Canes down in Florida. They've got a really good team. They had a decent amount of commits. They had a Louisville commit. They had, I think, a Florida Atlantic or Florida International commit. They had maybe a Central Florida commit. They had a couple of really good commits. Their starting pitcher, was mixed it up really well. I think he was like a 4-pitch guy. He had a fastball, curveball, a slider, a changeup. He threw strikes, wasn't overpowering. And we ended up going up 1-0 in the second. And it stayed really close for a while. We were up 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th. And that's when we self-destructed. So kind of the thing that happened throughout this tournament, if you've kind of followed all these games, has been unforced errors or just free bases, us giving the team free bases, and usually it was one bad inning. So almost every game that we lost, it was one bad inning where we just fell apart. And again, kind of uncharacteristic of our team leading up to this tournament, but in this tournament, without a doubt, that was a characteristic of our team, is to play poorly in one inning. What usually was the first inning, and then against US Elite it was the second inning, and then this game it was the 4th inning. So we have a horrendous inning. Horrendous. We give up 8 runs in one inning. And it starts off by a hit by pitch, so another free base, then a double, then they line out, then we make an error, then they single, then they get another hit, then another bleeder, then we kind of misplay a ball, not an error, but kind of a misplayed ball. So it ends up getting pretty ugly. They go up 8-1. We score in the next inning 8-2, and that's how it finishes. So actually, in this game, one of the scarier things happened. We end up hitting an inside the park home run. Our guy hits a deep fly ball to left. Left fielder goes back up against the fence, reaches up, catches the ball, and then turns and smashes face first into the fence. And when he smashes into the fence, he drops the ball, and he's just laying out there. So our guy runs all the way around. I'm coaching third base. So once he scores, I run out there, and I get out to left field, and the guy's kind of like on the ground crawling, and he's yelling that he can't see. And so I get right up to him, and all of a sudden there's this blood kind of pouring out of his face, and he's yelling, I can't see, I can't see. And so, I just start waving people over, and their coaches get out there, and I ran to get some help, and we ended up finding somebody that we were calling 911, and we found somebody in the stands. I don't know what their background was, but they ran out and said they could help. And luckily, what happened apparently is when he hit his face, his glasses, I guess, slid him under the eye and over the eye, I believe. I never really could get a good look. I just know there was a lot of blood. So we had probably about a 10-15 minute delay, and thankfully he got fixed up, and I'm sure he went and got stitches. I'm not really sure what happened to him, but it was really a scary moment in the game. And luckily, I believe he's okay. So, game ends 8-2. All right. And again, we got a really good outing from our starting pitcher. He actually did amazingly well. And then our bullpen didn't do great. This was one of those games, again, where we knew we were out. And so we probably could have went a little bit longer with our starting pitcher, but he had thrown earlier in the tournament. And at this point, again, we're trying to win every game without a doubt, but we're also setting it up so that players can get seen by coaches. And we set it up specifically so that the coaches know, all right, this guy's pitching today. We let all the coaches know these are the guys we're going to throw, so that they're able to come and watch guys. So we're trying to keep it on schedule. And, could we have gone a little bit further with the starter? Maybe, but I wanted to make sure that we got some of our other guys in there as well. And we were already out of the tournament also, so there was no chance of us moving on. Let me see what I put for notes. A lot of just boneheaded plays. We missed a cutoff man. Ball bounced over our head. So just kind of silly mistakes again. But didn't swing the bats well enough. They played really good defense. So that was another thing in this tournament. It's you play a bunch of guys that are committed to go play at big-time Division I colleges. They didn't make a lot of mistakes. You hit the ball on the ground, and they turn double plays. When we had guys on first and second, if you hit them a ground ball, they're going to turn double play. And we didn't do that like we did earlier in the year for us. So for whatever reasons down here, we couldn't find ways to turn enough double plays. We couldn't find ways to make enough plays in general. Even routine plays, we weren't making the plays like we normally do. So you're playing a poor team, you can afford to make some mistakes. You're playing a really good team. Not to say you can't make any mistakes, because everyone makes mistakes. Physical mistakes are part of the game. But you can't continue to make mistakes. You can't continue to give free bases to people, or else you're going to be in really big trouble. So that's it. We finished the tournament 3-4, so a losing record. Pretty disappointing, considering that we just did not play our best baseball, anywhere close to our best baseball, and we still went 3-4. If we just played decent baseball, I think that we come out of there with a winning record. I don't think we're going to beat US Elite, even if we played great baseball. They were really, really good. And frankly, they're just more talented than us. I think you ask any of our players, they're going to tell you that they were much more talented than we were. So that's the way it goes. But if we had played some better baseball, I think there's no reason why we don't come out of the tournament 5-2 at the minimum. But unfortunately, that's why you play the game, and we didn't play well enough. So we're going to get back to a tournament. We've got a tournament starting in less than a week. It's a really good tournament. It's a local tournament, but there's a lot of teams that are kind of coming up this way. So it's a lot of Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania. That's probably the main states that are coming up to play this thing. So we're going to have to jump right back in it. We've got a practice coming up here in a few days. We're going to have to play cleaner baseball. It'll be interesting what happens. I think sometimes in those big tournaments, for a lot of players, it's their first time playing in front of really big crowds. A lot of colleges watching you. Some players aren't used to it. Also, you're traveling, so you're going all the way down to Georgia, 400 teams, a lot of hoopla and all this stuff around the tournament. I don't know if that's why we didn't play great baseball, but we didn't. So we'll see what happens when we get back home, see if we can clean some of that stuff up and play a little bit more comfortable being back in our area, and we'll see what happens. So I'll keep you guys updated on how all of our games go. And that's all I got. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Give us a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Share the video with all your friends. Check out the description box below. We've got a bunch of stuff down there for you guys. We've got a deal going on with Plate Crate. If you type in Antonelli, just click on the link, type in Antonelli, you'll get 50% off your first Plate Crate. We've got a link to our Patreon site where you can help support the channel, and we've got a bunch of other stuff, so definitely go check all that out. And that's all I got. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.